Hi guys, Hawaii Favo here. I've been looking at options for mounting the Radion lights into my roll top canopy with the ability of them being able to slide left and right along the canopy. The reason being is because I'm only starting off with 2 Radions initially, and the light coverage, or the surface area that the lights cover is a 2 foot by 2 foot area, so that leaves me about 1 foot of space within the tank that's not going to have light initially. So because of the aquascape that I'm going to go for, which will be, I suspect, something similar to what I have right now, one big area of live rock here with lots of caves and something like that, and then a big island here. So because of that, I wanted to be able to slide the lights, and I wanted to be able to add a 3rd one as well into that mix, so that I could still have the flexibility of moving them around as well. And I really didn't want to pierce through the canopy like I did on this one either. As you'll see here, we've got 4 holes for each Radion with a screw going through each of them, and that worked out quite nice because it's a smaller tank. But I think with a larger tank you want to have a little bit more flexibility so far as being able to move your lights, swap them out, things like that. So I shopped around and I found a product called Bosch Rexroth, and it's basically framing, and you can use this on, I think I've seen Jayhawk Scott on his channel use this for his Radions, although we never see a final product, unfortunately. But this is how he basically started, so I'm basically copying exactly what he's done to a certain degree, but with my own little twist to it. You can only buy this directly from Bosch. Unfortunately, there's no real local website like Amazon or Home Depot or Lowe's that sell this. You have to buy it directly from Bosch, and then they will put you in contact with a local distributor. I was able to get this in about 12 hours, which was pretty cool. I looked at it last night, I ordered it last night, and then I got an email this morning from my local distributor telling me that they had it in stock and what size that I want, and they took payment from me there over the phone. So I went and picked it up, and now I'm back here. So I went with 2 rails of the series, of the 30 series. The reason why I went with the 30 series as opposed to what I believe other users have done, particularly Mr. Saltwater Tank, he went with the 20 series. It's because the 20 series wasn't in stock, and it would be a 2-week wait to get one, or to get the framing and delivered to the local distributor. So I really didn't want to be waiting around 2 weeks to get the lights mounted, especially when you've got corals that rely on those lights. So the 3 series as well worked out to be cheaper. So I was happy with that. The only difference really is that it's the 20 series is just slightly smaller circumference around. So this is just a little bit larger. So to compensate for these larger grooves here, this is the Radion bolt that comes with it, and all I did was take a washer, and that washer is just going to act there as a little bit as a way of securing that nut or bolt in there a little bit more. Also, the washer, I think I like it because it makes it slide a lot more in a more smooth motion. Whereas when I was doing it with just the bolt, it wasn't as smooth. So even if you've got this, even if you do get the Series 20 and the bolts fit just fine, I'd still recommend getting a washer, because it definitely gives it a little bit of a nicer flow going through the rails. The washer itself for this one, if you guys are interested, I got it from Lowe's, and it is item number 311726. So we can pretend for right now that this is the underside of the canopy. This is actually a 5 feet long shelf, so it works out quite nice as a little template for myself. And this is basically how I'm going to be mounting them to the inside of the canopy, with these two stainless steel brackets, a bolt and a nut. The Rexroth doesn't come drilled, unfortunately, so you will have to drill the hole yourself. To drill the hole, I used this drill bit. It cost me about $4, and again I got it from Lowe's, and it can be used to drill metal, wood, PVC and a few other things, and I had absolutely no problems drilling my holes on this side or the other side. No problems at all. The bolts and the nut that I'm using to connect up these stainless steel plates are here. These two guys, both 1/4 inch, and hopefully that's enough information there for you to get them should you need them. But I'll put all this information on the item description as well if I need to. So that's basically it. It's simple, it's cheap, and it's going to do exactly what I want it to do. So we'll come back in a couple days once I've got the canopy and I've got these mounted, and you can see how they look, and then we'll get the Radions in there and do that as well. So this is probably part 1 of part 3 so far with regards to the rail kit for the Radions. Also, one other thing I just want to point out, all in all, this has cost me about $30 for everything, give or take. And that gives you the ability to slide them too. So you compare that to what the pre-made kits for the Ecotech Radions are. Without the ability of sliding that, I don't think there's I think there's a good bit of value for money to be had here, definitely. Alright, so we'll be back for part 2, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks, bye.